leadership, his restraint, but also his vision, Governor Jerry Brown.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. I didn't know you were 16%. I thought it was a point or two less than that, so I'm going to go back and check. Anyway, the Asian Pacific Islander people, descendants, people here are immigrants. It's a very powerful community, a very diverse community. And it's kind of a general community. And I think certain people from one country are very different than from another. So we do group together, but we have our individual identities and our families. And that's one of the big challenges of our modern life. We have our traditions, our family, those that we closely identify with, and then we have to mold, we have to create a community called California. But California is not just one thing. California is so many different people, so many different ideas about what's right, what should be done. And I feel that very much as governor, because I have to deal with all the different bills and appointees and issues, and it's just a lot of differences. And so I think about that a lot. And I don't think people should give up their traditions. On the other hand, we got to learn how do we come together, and how do we create one people and not fight all the time. So that's when we look at the Middle East, we look at Asia, we look at Eastern Europe. There's a lot of conflict because people have different traditions. They identify with different groupings of people. So this is a big challenge for California, for the world. It's a challenge for us because some people have a lot more than other people. And you know, that's not too comfortable. But California is still a place of opportunity. Our universities, the Medi-Cal, the whole landscape that we have. Not to say you don't have challenges, but I spent a lot of time thinking about how I got here, how my father got to be governor, and how his mother, daughter of immigrants, got to do what she got to do. So I like to look back. I like to stick together, but I also like to look forward. And in that sense, this last week, we have a ranch an hour from here that my great-grandfather started in 1875, and we still have it. I think Asian people know that if you ever get land, you never sell it. I can tell you it's very nice to have a piece of land that's been in the family since 1875. So anyway, we had a little picnic, and we invited all the relatives of my great-grandfather. We had 140 people there. People traveled from many places. And I was reflecting on that, how powerful if you combine land and family. Of course, it doesn't work so well in the Middle East. It creates a lot of war. But it's a very powerful gathering point when you are connected by your forebears and your cousins and your sisters and your brothers, and you've also got a piece of land where you all meet on. Anyway, so much for that. Looking forward, I think there's a lot you can do. Yes, there are more API people to be appointed. There's more stuff to be done. But I got to tell you, we don't have unlimited money, and I don't want to sound like the guy that always says, "Hey, be careful." But we spend a lot around here. You know, when I took over as governor, the budget, general fund budget was $87 billion. Now we're going to spend over $120 billion, and we keep spending. But unfortunately, it's my job to be the guy that says no. And just so you will appreciate that. When I say no, it doesn't mean I don't love what you want. I don't think it isn't good. But too many goods create a bad. And so that's just the way life is. But we're still a very abundant place. It's growing. We created, since I became governor, we created over 1.5 million jobs. When I say we, you did. So we got a lot of things coming up. You know, whether it's the health, Obama health care, our local control formula, our great universities, our roads are kind of falling apart. We got to fix that. Our high-speed rail, the drought. I mean, we got a lot of things. But here's one thing you can be sure of: that no matter what we do, we'll have just as many problems the day after. So that's the thought, that we always keep accomplishing, but there's always new problems. So, and I know that because I was governor 40 years ago. I find some of the same issues that people were worried about 40 years ago, they're worried about today. So you might say, why do you want to be governor when you know after you leave, there'll still be all these problems? Well, that's a very good question. I'd like to be governor because I enjoy being governor. I get to meet people like you. I would have never met most of you. I met Albert over there in Oakland because he was my pharmacist. By the way, that's how he got appointed, by the way. So it's good. Anybody I deal with, I want to give a position to at some point. Because I like my friends to be close. Anyway, thank you we got a lot of work to do, we'll have issues and problems, but overall, I'd say the direction of California, the trajectory is good, and the trajectory of people of Asian Pacific Islander descent is particularly good. And for that, I think we can all be appreciative. Thank you very much.